Grand Rising Soul Fam. My name is Sheena with the Way of Namaste, and this is our community prayer circle. So, as always, we like to arrive with a breath. We like to create sacred space. That might look like lighting a candle, spraying some sage or some flower water, lighting some sage, cleansing the space, maybe bringing in a crystal or two, got some citrine here, activating those abundance codes, those fortune codes. I like to give it a few minutes before we fully drop in. In these calls, we dive into a silent transmission for 1111. In this place, you are welcome to give to the space, to receive from the space. We like to drop into a unified field together. And from this place, we will set our intentions, or we will allow any images or sensations or memories to come through. And then we'll drop into a little prayer, a little attunement, a little bit of breath work together, cultivating this place of community. You know, when you look at that word community, you see unity. And this is the gene key that we're navigating this week. So as we gather into this space, invitation to grab something to drink. Anytime we're in a prayerful space, always good to infuse our space with something that we can actually ingest. Got my cacao here, tasting delicious. Om cacao, thank you so much. So today is one of those transition days with the gene keys where we navigate from one to another. The reason that we navigate from one to another is because the gene keys is a compilation of the I Ching and human design. And in human design, we know that we look at the constellations of the stars and see that there is transits that happen every 6 days. So today we are in a transit day. We are navigating from gene key 24 to gene key 2. This means we're navigating from the shadow of addiction to the shadow of dislocation. That shadow of addictions, that mental loop, that mental chatter that plays, where we're addicted to an old story, addicted to an old limiting belief. Things are always this way. I'm always the victim of this. I'm not capable of overcoming this. I always have to face these challenges, whatever that mental exhausting loop is. The shadow of dislocations, when we feel that sense of non-belonging. I don't even belong here. I don't even fit in here. I'm not even capable of doing this thing that's here. So we feel separate. We feel incompetent, incapable. When we navigate into the gift state, this was last week navigating from the gift of invention. Okay, this way is not working. Let me create a new way of doing this. Let me invent a new solution to this old problem that I'm having. This gift that we're in this week is orientation. So now let me reorient myself into a new belief system, a new way of thinking, a new way of perceiving reality that's more empowering, that's more sovereign. This divine expression that we came from this week has been of silence. Sometimes the most golden prayer that we can offer is silence. Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes people are just playing out that mental loop and they're, vomiting it on us. And so sometimes we can just hold space and we can witness them. We can listen to them. And sometimes we don't even have to say a thing. This divine expression that we move into this week for this next 6 days is unity. So this unity is where we remember that how could I ever feel like I don't belong? I'm one with everything. I'm united in everything. There's only one of us here. So in this place of unity, we actually strengthen our immunity because we don't try to create this narrative, this loop that we're separate than anything. We're part of all of it. We're fractals of God. We are creators. I am 35 and a half weeks pregnant, which means maybe we have a baby in the next week and a half. Maybe it's a few weeks from now. But as I have had that mental chatter from the full moon, am I capable? Am I competent? Am I able to do this? Am I able to bring in this new life? I have to remind myself when those power surges come, that power that's surging through me is me. It's not separate from me. It's not something that's going to overtake me, that's stronger than I am, more powerful than I am, more competent than I am. It is me. So when I remember and I place myself into that place of unity, of course I can bring this baby through. My lineage, women have been doing this since literally the beginning of time. Every single man on earth has been brought here through this stargate. So why would I be the only one that's incapable of doing this? So when we can step into that place of unity, we can remember our place in all of it. And then we can rest in that place where we calm down that mental chatter, that exhaustive flow of whatever that limiting belief is. And we step into the more empowered version of ourselves. So I always like to pull a little card to have spirit speak through us, speak to us. What do we need to know today? Today I'm pulling from the Angels of Atlantis deck by Richard Crooks and Stuart Pierce, because in the spirit of unity, we can remember that we are still united with this galactic federation that includes all of these times and spaces like Atlantis. So today the card that's been pulled for us is Shamael, serenity. So let's see what it has to say. Shamael, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is the divine guide. It says extraordinary new opportunities are dawning for you, drawing you to new people and new places and new projects. Shamael wishes to lovingly assist you, and as anxiety often precedes change, asks you to call upon the might of all the angels of Atlantis to help in order to arrive just where you would like to be. Before this fruitfully occurs, it may be appropriate for you to release old projects, old patterns of behavior, old ideas, or even old acquaintances. See the new as a time to be met by the sun of the source with renewed vigor and well-being, just as you greet the new dawn, the new day with love, hope, and joy. You may like to chant Om Bur Bhuva Svaha, the beginning of the famous Gayatri mantra, to bring the new energies dancing through. That chant again is Om Bur Bhuva Svaha, to bring new energies dancing through us. So this card is here to bring us serenity. It brings us peace of mind, one of the great angelic gifts. It's from the state of serenity that you can always feel the abundance of the source providing for you, as it always will. Serenity means that we offer our challenges to God, for the divine will always bring a resolution in the form of the miraculous. Allow yourself to develop visionary faith in the ideal of serenity instead of blindly following the ego paradigms that led you to challenge. Serenity is our natural state of mind when we yield to grace. So we chant Ra, Ma, Da, Sa, Sa, Se, So, Hung, to bring the elements of your being into the beauty of this serenity experience. Just like the exquisite energy of the Taj Mahal, our love for the serene in life will last forever. So it's actually just talking about the Taj Mahal this week. And there it is right on that picture. So again, we are releasing the old paradigm of limiting beliefs and this concept that we're incapable or incompetent or that we don't belong or we don't fit in. And we are giving our sovereignty, are giving ourselves our sovereignty back. So as we get ready to step into our 1111 portal, this is an opportunity for us just to fall into a silent transmission together. You may like to offer your love, your energy back out into the space. You might like to receive this love, this energy from this space. But just for 60 seconds, we will close down the outside world. We'll practice the gift, the divine essence of silence in community, and we'll just appreciate the transmissions that come through. There might be an image, a memory, a sensation, just allowing what it is, even if there's mental chatter, just becoming a witness to the mental chatter. So let's go ahead and drop into our silent portal with a deep breath. Let's go ahead and just drop into a little invocation, a little attunement together. So if it feels in alignment, you might like to soften your gaze or close down your eyes. And just go ahead and take in a deep inhale through the nose. And the invitation here is to inhale to the count of 4. And we're going to exhale to the count of 8. And anytime our exhales are longer than our inhales, what we're doing is we're activating the parasympathetic nervous system and allowing ourselves to drop in even deeper into the eternal now by allowing all the cells in our body to know that we are relaxing. So let's go ahead and inhale for 4 and exhale for 8. Again, inhaling to the count of 4. And then letting it all go for the count of 8. Invitation with every breath out to just release any thoughts that you've been holding on to, any of those looping stories, any of those unanswered questions, any of that need to figure things out. And the invitation is to allow the exhale to be a clearing of the mind. So let's do that again, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 8. Just noticing with each breath if there's any mental chatter today, and how we can peacefully, easily let it go. In this moment, we don't need to figure everything out. In this moment, we can just allow those exhales to be a clearing of the mind. An invitation here is to honor all that's been turning within us. Every question, every answer, every topic, every subject that's been swirling around in there, every pattern, every attempt to solve something, to figure something out, to seek, to control, to grasp. Let's just let it all go. And as we come into a still point now, honoring that divine expression of stillness, now we're going to invite in the box breath. The box breath is when we inhale to the count of 4, we hold for the count of 4, we exhale for the count of 4, and we hold for the count of 4. And again, this is bringing balance back into our system, regulating our system with the same amount of inhale as we have with the exhale. So let's do that now, just a couple times, breathing into the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4, and holding to the count of 4. Let's do that again. Inhaling to the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4, and holding for the count of 4. And just allowing ourselves to rest in the space between the breaths, in the space where nothing is happening, in the space where nothing needs to happen. And in this way, we allow the silence of our mind. So just doing that one more time, that box breath, inhaling to the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, exhaling for the count of 4, and holding for the count of 4. And just taking one more moment in silence here, just noticing what you notice. It's when we give ourselves the moment of pause that the way starts to appear for us. It might be one insight, it might be one thought, it might even be the feeling of something that you've been holding on to, releasing. It's in these moments of pause that we get to redirect our energy and create a whole new way of being. Allowing the space for emptiness is how we enter that fertile void where we allow something new to come in. So now let's just allow our breath to soften into its own natural rhythm, inhaling through the nose, and maybe exhaling through the nose this time. Just allowing that breath to become effortless, to become smooth, to become steady. And here we just allow ourselves to be fueled with inspiration. That's what we do with the inhale. We allow spirit to flow through us. We become inspired. When we become inspired, that's when we receive the gifts of new ideas. We orient ourselves into the field of unity together, where we don't have to choose the way is already moving through us, just by allowing the energy to move through us. So let's just go ahead and allow ourselves to drop in, to notice any images, any feelings, any sensations that are coming through. And then just inviting in that curiosity, that wonder, that play that allows us to become the drop, returning back to the ocean and feeling that sense of unity, of oneness with all. And in this place, there's no need to believe that we don't belong, because there's nothing outside of the one. So invitation here to just literally feel that connection with the elements now. Feeling the earth beneath you, feeling that fire in your belly, feeling that water of the emotional realm, your blood, your sweat, your tears. just feeling the field around you as spirit moves through you, as we allow ourselves to be imbued with fresh air. And here, just sensing that there's no separation between you and life, between you and the one. And then when you feel ready, just adding some gentle wiggles to the fingers, to the toes. Today is Soulful Sunday, a day of rest, a day where the world slows down a little bit. It's just allowing ourselves to feel that rest, to feel that rejuvenation, to enter those pauses where we can be rejuvenated, we can be filled with new life, we can orient ourselves into a new week, a new positive mindset. And so I always like to close these sessions with blasting some energy out into the space, creating this field of unity, which is what we create, immunity in community, by sharing love with one another. So rubbing our hands together. And on the count of 3, we're going to blast it into the space. We're going to share our love, our light, that feeling of unity with one another. 1, 2, 3. Whoosh. Like a Care Bear stare. Now we'll go ahead and receive that energy that we've cultivated back into the chalice. Giving ourselves a little cosmic hug. That reminder you belong. You are one with all. You are strong. You are capable. You are powerful. Today we have a Sagittarius moon, which can empower us a little bit more to do things our way, just to experience the freedom that we came here to experience. So today, let's do things our way. Let's have some fun. Let's experience freedom, however it comes through for us. And let's use this Taurus energy of the season to slow down, to notice what we notice, to activate all of our senses. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your love, your light, your energy, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.